I want to master every game from my childhood using RetroAchievements, a site that adds achievements to retro games. And today's game is... Digimon Rumble Arena was released on PlayStation 1 in 2001. Developed by Bandai, this is a fighting game with a similarity to the Super Smash Bros. Series. Fun stages to battle it out on that takes place in the Digimon universe, with a roster of up to 24 different Digimon to unlock and fight with. As a kid, I loved this game, so it's time to put my skills to the test. I'll have to play some absolutely iconic Digimon, which I'll be ranking on how fun, easy or hard they are to use. Battle on crazy stages, hear the word Digivolution at least 100 times, and go up against the hardest of Digimon, including an insane final boss that is literally the Grim Reaper. With 55 achievements to unlock to earn the mastery, it's time to dive in.
Which Digimon are you gonna play with, huh? Which one?
As we jump in, we are greeted to a roster of 9 different Digimon with a ton around them to unlock. It felt natural that the first Digimon I played as was Agumon, arguably the Digimon people know best. Agumon's tamer is Tai, who gives us a hype up as we start.
Ready, let's go, Agumon!
Our first fight is against Patamon, so while I kick the crap out of this potato looking ass rat, let me explain how this game works. Like any fighting game, we have a HP bar. We can jump, move around the stage, and have basic attacks. But we also have 2 special attacks on every single Digimon. Agumon's specials are Pepper Breath and Claw Attack. Pepper Breath sends a fire projectile in the direction he's facing, and Claw Attack has him dive at the enemy 3 times, chomping while he does. But the mechanic that makes this game unique is...
Now Agumon, Digivolve! Digivolution.
We just got our first achievement and our first Digivolution, Dramon Killers, which we got for digivolving Agumon into War Greymon in 1-player mode. That's right, the blue bar at the top of the HP bar is the Digivolve meter. When activated, a Digimon can evolve to become a much more powerful version with new attacks, but it will only last for the duration of the Digimeter. War Greymon's special attacks are now Great Tornado, which can be used in any direction to strike through other Digimon, and Mega Claw, which sends out 2 waves of energy towards the enemy to knock them back. As awesome as this is, it gets even better. You see, every Digimon has an ultimate move once digivolved, and War Greymon's is one of my favourites in the game, Terra Force. Where we just apparently launched the sun at our enemy? Look at this crap. Hitting one of these in a game feels so good, and it takes a ton of HP away from the enemy. You will see me using these moves a lot. In order to get through to the next round, we must win 2 matches. It's a best of 3. The first match is indicated by this small red circle. Win 1 more and you are good to go. You can win by either knocking out your opponent or having more HP as the timer runs out. And because I was too busy messing around, I lost by timeout on my first ever match. But it's all good, it just gave me more time to kick Patamon's ass and I won to make it through to the next round. Next up, I'm going to explain Digicards. These are items that can appear during the matches and they can either give an advantage or a disadvantage if you pick them up. We have the Confusion card. This affects your Digimon's movement, making them move back and forth on their own. Super Confusion card. Same as before but with a longer effect. Yellow Plus. This increases some of your Digimeter. Minus. This decreases some of your Digimeter. Summon. Force the Digimon to digivolve if they have a full Digimeter. Full Digimeter. Gives full energy to the Digimeter. White Bust. Makes your attack greater for a short period of time. Blue Down Arrow. Makes your attack weaker for a short period of time. Projectiles. Ice, fire and nature energy that can be shot towards the enemy Digimon. And finally, items. Items around the map that can heal, such as chocolate and sweets. And just straight up bombs that will explode and hurt your Digimon. It's really cool that the Digimon cards also made their way into this game. While playing through single player mode, we can earn points for hitting attacks, using items, and winning matches. And here is our next achievement. During a fight against Renamon, I hit Terra Force again, and it popped the achievement Novice Digidestined Score for getting 100,000 points in 1-player mode. You might have noticed a combo meter that pops up when we hit multiple moves in a row. Well, if we can get a 4-hit combo with Agumon, then we will get the achievement Baby Flame for performing a 4-hit combo as Agumon Digimon in his rookie stage, which I did by using Pepper Breath and then 3 standard attacks. As well as standard attacks, we can also block, dash attack, and use standard attacks in the air to perform aerial attacks. Each Digimon also has a double jump. Here we get the achievement Standard Digidestined Score for earning 200,000 points in one player mode. While playing through single player, we will take on 6 rounds of other Digimon to battle. The Digimon will be shown before the battle with the moves that they can use. In the middle of all these rounds will be a bonus game. There are 3 different bonus games that can pop up to get you extra points, and they're just a bit of fun. And at the end of single player mode is one final boss fight against Reapermon. And geez, I do not remember this being as hard as it was. While I get absolutely destroyed in my first match here, you can see that the game also has grabs. These stop the other player and can have them get launched, thrown, or take a massive hit. And we also have the confusion status. A Digimon can become confused if it's hit with multiple moves in a row. While confused, Digimon cannot move, and Reapermon abuses this. Reapermon's attacks are Bone Duster, where he just sets a fire underneath you to send you flying, and Grim Slasher, which when used at the right time, he can juggle us to do insane combos. That move, mixed with a grab, makes us instant confused, allowing him to just pull off the same combo again. This is crazy, I can barely get an attack in, and to make this even worse, his ultimate move is insane, Burning Tornado. Man is just a fire tornado. How do I even win against this? If I lose, I get a chance to continue, which starts us off at the beginning of the fight again, but we do lose all of our points. One thing I will mention is the stage. This stage is Deep Void. It gives off Final Destination vibes, and even though I've been getting my ass kicked for 30 minutes at this point, at least I have one of the best final boss OSTs to listen to. You might think the Grim Reaper would have a very dark and eerie theme, but nah, Reapermon is out here at the club.
Ready? Rumble.
I cannot be mad losing against the Grim Reaper while that's what I call an absolute banger plays in the background. But I do need to win this fight at some point, so let's do this. After 35 minutes, my strategy for defeating Reapermon was aerial attacks. These would knock him down on his evil ass, which I could then time to do again. Once Digivolved, I would just instant use my ultimate attack to do as much damage as possible. And finally, I unlocked the achievement Crest of Courage for beating one player mode with Agumon on normal difficulty or higher. Yep, I was playing this on normal mode, and it was that difficult. And don't worry, later on, I will have to do this again, but on hard mode. But before we get ahead of ourselves, as the credits roll, let's rank Agumon. For me, Agumon gets put into the fun category. Both him and Wargreymon are very fun and easy to use, and make the game feel like an absolute blast to play. A very good first choice. Back at the main menu, if I check the character screen, we now have a new Digimon to use. It's Reapermon himself. So, it's time for some fun. By turning the game to easy mode for this single player run, I can go for an achievement. Reapermon is broken, so I was just flying through these Digimon and stages. Oh yeah, the stages. While I send every Digimon to hell, let's cover them all. We have the Power Plant. This stage has 7 platforms. A crane will drop crates down that can damage you, and right at the very bottom is the pit. Once in a while, the pit will open up and the platforms will empty the boxes into the pit. You can get sent straight into the pit if not careful. Very fun stage. Next is Forest, an open map with higher platforms on both sides. In the middle are rolling rocks, which will send you flying if they hit you, but sometimes you can hit the rocks with a good timing attack right into your opponents. I tried looking everywhere online for a name for this next stage, but as a kid, I always thought it was just the inside of a Digivice, so I'm just gonna call it Digivice. This stage once in a while will do a rotation, pausing the entire fight, and it might have you fall into explosions, and it changes up the fight a lot. There are lots of different platforms that also reappear and disappear at random. Volcano, a very tight stage with platforms to the sides and below, and 2 pitfalls of lava. In the background, the volcano will erupt, causing fire to come out of the fire pits. If you drown in the lava, you will reappear up top with a ton of HP missing. Glacier. What is it with every game having to have ice physics? On this stage, there are 3 platforms. Each Digimon is very affected by the ice physics, which most of the time will just cause you to fall off into the water water, and freeze. There are also icicles that can fall down and damage you. Sky Arena, a stage above the clouds with lots of platforms. In the middle is an altar which can damage you when struck by lightning. And right at the top is just a random widescreen TV to watch the battle on. It kinda reminds me a lot of the Pokemon Stadium stage from Super Smash Bros. And finally, the one with the absolutely banging music, Deep Void. The stage goes on for quite a while on both sides, but apart from that, there are no gimmicks. It's just a straight up 1v1. And here, we take on a shiny version of Reapermon. The blood red is super cool. By taking out Reapermon and finishing up easy single player mode, we get the achievement Rookie Rumbler for beating one player mode on easy difficulty. For the ranking of Reapermon, I'm gonna put him into easy. He can be fun to use, but after a while, it gets a bit too easy, which takes away some of the fun of the game. We now have 2 of the 3 minigames unlocked, so by switching the game's difficulty up to hard, let's go for 2 achievements. This is the bonus game Basketball. For this, we have to get as many balls into the hoops as possible by predicting where the hoop is gonna go. By charging up our meter by holding square, we can send the ball towards the hoop. After 1 attempt, I got the achievement Hoop Master for winning the game on hard difficulty. The next bonus game is called Target. Similar to before, this time we have to send the ball upwards to collect as many targets as possible. The golden stars that fly across the screen are worth a ton of points, so by focusing on grabbing those, I pop the next achievement, Target Catcher, for winning the Target bonus game on hard difficulty. As we head back to the roster, you'll see a brand new Digimon on the top. But wait, where did he come from? Ah, you see, while playing easy mode with Reapermon, during the start of one of the battles, this happened.
Ready? Rumble.
Blackwall Greymon challenged us to a battle, a character who is just permanently digivolved, so he's super powerful. By defeating him, we now have him unlocked, so let's grab an achievement with him. By heading to the versus computer mode, if we play as Blackwall Greymon on hard difficulty against an opponent with the default handicap on, we can earn the achievement Dark Gaia Force. Blackwall Greymon is a clone of War Greymon in the game, with his moves being Black Tornado and Dragon Crusher, very similar to War Greymon, so they don't really need covering. However, his ultimate is Terra Destroyer, which of course, I used against the hard CPU to unlock the achievement. Swapping back to normal mode, let's take Blackwall Greymon through 1-player mode. These poor little Digimon, man, they've been bullied by the Grim Reaper, and now this dude, it's a bad time to live in the digital world. I had a good reason to play 1-player mode using Blackwall Greymon. First of all, I got the achievement Expert Digidestined Score for earning 300,000 points in 1-player mode while fighting Reapermon. And then, for defeating Reapermon, we unlock the achievement I Don't Need a Digivice for beating 1-player mode without digivolving on normal difficulty or higher. Again, Blackwall Greymon gets put into the easy section. He's very powerful and makes the game a breeze, but doesn't offer much of a challenge. Let's try out a brand new Digimon. One of my personal favourite Digimon, Gabumon. I still remember when McDonald's did Digimon Happy Meal toys back in the day, and mine was a little Gabumon plush. I was so happy. Gabumon's tamer is Matt?
Go get him, Gabumon!
I need to have a word with Matt. I had no idea he owned a real Digimon. Gabumon uses the special attacks Blue Blaster and Horn Attack. Blue Blaster is an ice projectile that will fly towards the enemy, and Horn Attack will stab upwards, sending the enemy flying. By using Blue Blaster followed by 3 standard attacks, we pop the achievement Petite Fire for performing a 4-hit combo as Gabumon in his rookie stage. His grab attack has his horn stab the enemy and send them flying behind him. For digivolving, we get the achievement Kokai's Breath, and Gabumon digivolves into Metal Garurumon. Metal Garurumon has an amazing moveset. His grab has him bite the enemy and throw them around. His special moves are Garuru Tomahawk and Metal Wolf Claw. Garuru Tomahawk sends a missile towards the enemy and damages on impact. Metal Wolf Claw is a long-range blue laser attack, which snipes the enemy. His ultimate has him send out a ton of missiles from his body, with one huge red one. The little ones will then home in on the enemy, and if the big red one hits, it does so much damage. This ultimate is called G-Cross Freezer. His standard aerial attacks are fun to use as he spins and takes out the enemies right out of the sky. His moves allow him to send the enemy into a confused state with how fast they can be used together. And that brings us to Reapermon. My first match against him ended up in a loss, but now I had a game plan. As Gabumon, I would use Horn Attack as aerial seems to be Reapermon's weakness. I would do this and the odd blue blaster to fill up the Digimeter. From here, I I got some huge distance and kept sniping him with Metal Wolf Claw. And by using Garuru Tomahawk, I was able to confuse him, which gave me a chance to use my ultimate move. Doing this over and over again got us the achievement Crest of Friendship for beating one player mode with Gabumon. I'm gonna put Gabumon into the fun tier as well. Both him and Metal Garurumon's movesets are just too good, and they are so much fun to use. Before we try out a new character, let's get another achievement going back to using Agumon. By going into a versus match against another Agumon on hard mode, we can go for the achievement Agumon Adept. Yo, look at that! Look, right, I'm super into shiny hunting on Pokemon games, so seeing different color palettes for Digimon is super cool. The blue goes hard. And speaking of hard, this fight wasn't. But the music? Absolute cinema. We earned the achievement Agumon Adept for winning. Let's do two more fights. First up is Wargreymon versus Black Wargreymon. You might have noticed that after finishing single player mode with a Digimon, we can now play as the Digivolved version in versus mode. For winning this fight on hard mode, we get the achievement Arch Rivals. Super cool. The last achievement before a brand new character is Deadly Rematch, as Reapamon for winning a battle on hard difficulty. Jumping back into one player mode, let's play as Patamon with his tamer being TK.
Patamon, don't let your guard down.
Straight away we earn an achievement Earthshot for performing a 4-hit combo with Patamon. Patamon's special attacks include Boom Bubble and Slamming Attack. Boom Bubble sends out a deathly big bubble towards the enemy, while Slamming Attack sends us towards them, turning it into an aerial attack. By filling the Digimeter, we can Digivolve into Seraphimon and unlock the achievement 10 Winged Angel. His moves are Hallowed Knuckle and 7 Heavens. Hallowed Knuckle sends a projectile while 7 Heavens shoots at a 45-degree angle, but if it's shot in mid-air, it will be shot in a downward angle instead. I like Hallowed Knuckle, but I don't really use 7 Heavens that much. But I will tell you what I used a lot during this playthrough. Yep, that's broken. I used this move on almost every single Digimon I came up against, and it was satisfying every time. I love it. Patamon's grab is also a personal favourite of mine. He can just pick anyone up. It's super slow and he headbutts them down. Just watching this little potato pick up godlike creatures and Grim Reapers is great. Speaking of Grim Reapers, I was dreading this fight. I always see Patamon as one of the weakest Digimon, so I was sure I was going to be stuck on this final battle for a while. Straight away I got lucky with a grab. Reapamon was able to get some good hits on me, but with Patamon being so small, I kept falling out of the combo, giving me a chance to throw some Boom Bubbles and get enough of my Digimeter to become Seraphimon. From here, I would spam Hallowed Knuckle until it confused Reapamon, and then I would take him out with Hallowed Ascension. On the second round, I got super lucky and managed to drop his HP just below mine to win by a time up, grabbing the achievement Crest of Hope for beating one player mode with Patamon. For me personally, Patamon goes into the alright category. He can be weak, but his moveset and Seraphimon's moves are good once you know how he plays. During that playthrough, we also found the third minigame, Digivolve Race. Here, I just have to spam the attack button faster than the hard CPU. Once the meter is full, we win by Digivolving and grab the achievement Button Masher for winning on hard mode. Now it's time to play as my favourite Digimon, Terriermon.
Terriermon, hang in there.
Henry is the tamer for Terriermon. I don't know why I love this little guy so much. My first introduction to him was actually from the Digimon film. I stopped watching Digimon around the first season, but came back for the film. And even though it's a mess of 3 random stories put together, it's an absolute banger of a film. Terriermon's moves are Bunny Blast and Terrier Torpedo. Both of these moves can be spammed so friggin' fast. Bunny Blast sends out a nature projectile attack, while Terrier Torpedo sends you flying across the stage at high speeds. I was playing the game through my speakers at the time, and I don't think my girlfriend appreciated hearing this over and over again. Right away, we unlock the achievement Concealed Carry for digivolving Terriermon into Mega Gargomon. Mega Gargomon's moves are Gargo Missile and Mega Twister. With Gargo Missile, we send out homing missiles towards the enemy. And to use Mega Twister, we have to be right next to the enemy, who we end up hitting and spinning around to send them flying. I won't lie, I'm not the biggest fan of this moveset. I'd rather be flying across the stage using Terriermon. But what I do like is Gargomon's ultimate move, Mega Barrage. From both sides, we launch a massive amount of missiles which deal a ton of damage. So I would rack up a ton of Digimeter with Terriermon and then use Gargamon's ult to finish them off. The fight against Reapermon was a breeze this time. Terriermon is fast enough to just dodge around him, and with Terrier Torpedo also being an aerial attack, it gave me an advantage. That much of an advantage that I finally pulled off a 4-hit combo to grab the achievement Long-Eared Cutie. We also had different music during this fight. I can't recommend this game enough just for the music. Listen to this. I managed to beat Reapermon by time up to pop the achievement Momentai for beating one player mode with Terriermon. I'm putting Terriermon into the easy category. I would love to put him into the fun category, but Mega Gargomon defo brings it down a tier. But it's still a super fun Digimon to play as. Speaking of Mega Gargomon, by jumping into a versus match, if we use Metal Garurumon, these two weapons of mass destruction can battle it out, and by winning, we get the achievement Mechanical Beasts for beating Mega Gargomon on hard mode while using Metal Garurumon. Up next is Guilmon. Guilmon is the Digimon who actually introduces the game's title.
Digimon Rumble Arena!
His tamer is Takato. Guilmon's moves are Pyrosphere and Rock Breaker. Pyrosphere shoots out a fire projectile, and Rock Breaker sends you towards the enemy with a fire attack. By digivolving, we become Gallantmon and pop the achievement Chivalrous Royal Knight. Gallantmon's moves are Royal Joust, which has us boost towards the enemy to knock them down, and Spiral Saver, which is an aerial attack. I also love his grab. He just stabs the enemy and throws them away like common trash. I also love Guilmon's, as he just yeets them away. His ult is also super fun to use. Elysion Blaster releases a massive beam of energy across the entire stage. It's defo up there as one of the best ults in the entire game. When it came to Reapermon, keeping my distance and using Pyrosphere was crucial. Rock Breaker can be good if the timing is right, as you can keep knocking him down, but Pyrosphere was the safer option until I had enough energy to digivolve. Knocking him back and then using my ult was the fastest way to deal with him. The only downfall with Guilmon is just how slow he is. This got me killed a few times when trying to escape Reapermon, causing me to lose the second match, but in the third match, I managed to take him out even though he was blocking, to pop the achievement Digital Hazard for beating one player mode with Guilmon. For me, I'm going to put Guilmon in the alright category. Apart from Pyrosphere, he is a very close combat Digimon, which personally isn't my style, so he wouldn't be my main choice to play as. Next up is Renamon. Rika is Renamon's tamer.
Renamon, walk all over him.
And Renamon can be a crazy Digimon to use, with possibly one of the best moves in the game.
Diamond Storm!
Diamond Storm sends a ton of projectiles towards the enemy, which can rack up a massive combo. Her other move is Kohenkyo, which changes places with the opponent. When used right, these can be a deadly combo. By digivolving, we become Tsukiyamon and obtain the achievement Shrine Maiden. Tsukiyamon's moves are interesting. We have Fox Drive, which creates a giant blue sphere of energy, and probably my least used move in the whole game, Dragon Helix. This sends out 4 spirit dragons, which you can control to attack the enemy. As for the ultimate move, this one can be broken. Talisman Sphere, a circle of writing appears on the ground, and if a Digimon is inside this, it will become frozen in time. Then, a giant sphere of energy is sent out, which will knock back your opponent. I think apart from my first match when I was trying out the moves, this is all I did. Renamon's grab just dropkicks Digimon. I would tell you what Tsukiyamon's did, but all I did was... With Diamond Storm being as broken as it is, Renamon's combo achievement is a little different. Rather than getting a 4-hit combo, we have to get a 10-hit combo, but just pulling off a Diamond Storm wasn't enough. Luckily, against a match with Wormmon, I was able to hit 9 times with Diamond Storm, and then do a regular attack to trigger the achievement Diamond Storm. When it came to Reapermon, I ended up losing the first match, but then I took my time, kept my distance, and used the full power of Diamond Storm to take him out. I didn't even digivolve on the first match. If there were any Digimon Rumble Arena tournaments back in the day, I wonder if Renamon would have been banned. I even managed to stop Reapermon's ultimate move. Of course, the final hit was dealt with Talisman Sphere to grab the achievement Spirit Fox for beating one player mode with Renamon. Renamon goes straight into the easy category. All you have to do is spam Diamond Storm and then ultimate move with Tsukiyamon to win every single time. Most of the other moves are not even needed. With Diamond Storm, sometimes I was even getting 15-hit combos. Speaking of combos, we have to go back to a Digimon around for a couple of achievements. Guilmon. We never got the combo achievement with Guilmon, which is crazy because all I have to do was hit a standard attack and then follow it up with 3 more standard attacks to get the Fire Rock Breaker achievement. Now, if we switch the game to hard mode and go up against a copy of Guilmon, we can go for the achievement Guilmon Guru. Oh, it's green? I never would have guessed that, and I'm sorry, but the music again? It's such a good tune to kick Guilmon's ass to and grab the achievement. This next Digimon taught me a whole life lesson. It's Wormmon.
Go get him, Wormmon!
It's a friggin' worm. What is this little guy supposed to do? His tamer Ken 100% drew the short straw. Or so I thought. Wormmon's moves are Sticky Net, which shoots a net towards the enemy to damage them and slow them. And Silk Thread. This is the move that made me appreciate Wormmon. I'll just show you. This is broken. Little guy just has a massive sword coming out of his head and spins towards the enemy. That's crazy. You will see just how broken this is later on. For Digivolving, we get the achievement Insect Assassin for Digivolving into Stingmon. Stingmon is also great. His moves are Spiking Strike, which dashes with a spike coming out of his hand, and Moon Shooter, which is a projectile move, but it's so friggin' fast. Look at this. Look at how many I'm shooting at them. His ultimate move is Evil Antenna. This sends out a spiral of energy and stops the Digimon before dealing a massive amount of damage. I like both of these Digimon. They're so broken, but for you guys to understand just how broken, let's make our way to Reapermon. Here is the strategy that I had.
Ready? Rumble.
Yep, as long as I got the timing right, Silk Thread was insane to use here. Combine that with Stingmon's Moon Shooter, and then his ultimate move, and it's over for Reapermon. The life lesson I learned here was never judge a book by its cover. Who knew a tiny little worm would be capable of this? And the best bit is, after getting the achievement Crest of Kindness for finishing the one-player mode with Wormmon, turns out I'm at the top of the friggin' leaderboard with him now as well, with over 300,000 points in a single session. Wormmon is going into the fun category. He deserves it, and I also get to use him one last time, as we still need to get our 4-hit combo, which I managed to do against Gatomon by using Sticky Net and then some standard attacks to get the achievement Sticky Net. Now that we have Stingmon unlocked, we can go for the achievement Pesticide Ward, whereas Sakuyamon, we have to win against Stingmon on hard difficulty. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kinda bummed I don't get to play as Stingmon here, but Sakuyamon was fine to use. I won the fight to unlock the achievement. Let's head back to single player mode to use Vmon for the first time.
Digimon, get serious!
Davis is his tamer, and Vmon is a very close combat Digimon. His moves are V-Punch, where he swings his arms around and runs towards the enemy, and a personal favourite, V-Headbutt. V-Headbutt has some crazy movement to it. When used right, he can go flying towards the enemy and goes across the stages at insane speeds. It can be used insanely fast. For Digivolving as Vmon, we get the achievement Ancient Emperor Dragon for Digivolving into Imperial Jamon for the first time. His moves are Positron Laser and Splendor Blade. Positron Laser sends a beam of energy towards the enemy, and Splendor Blade is a wave of energy thrown at the enemy. His ultimate is hard to pull off, as you have to be right next to the enemy, but when you do pull it off, man does it feel good. Mega Crusher locks the enemy into an insane combo animation, followed up by Mega Fire. Super cool, and a great way to just style on other Digimon. I had a blast with Vmon using V-Headbutt to jump across the stages, and on Sky Arena, I was able to trap poor Stingmon in this little area up top, and all the times I hit Mega Crusher was amazing. Finally, we come to Reapermon. When jumping in the air, V-Headbutt is one of the best aerial moves in the game to battle against Reapermon. I even managed to land the ultimate on him. Super cool. I popped the achievement Imperial Victory for beating one player mode with Vmon. It's interesting, even though I'm not super into the physical attackers in this game, I'm gonna put Vmon into the fun category. I had an absolute blast using him. Now, I need you guys to remember, I've still been playing one player mode on normal difficulty this entire time. We have a couple of more Digimon to play as, and then I have a few runs to do where I'm gonna have to play the game on hard mode. So, let's lock in and get some more achievements. First is Vmon's 4-hit combo achievement. For this, I hit a standard attack paired with V-punch to pop the achievement Vmon Headbutt. I'm really surprised I didn't get this during the one-player mode. Vmon is the final Digimon who has an achievement for fighting a clone of himself. It's a blood red Vmon, super cool. But you know what's even better? This alt skin for Imperial Jamon. Look at those blue wings, so sick, dude. For winning, I got the achievement Vmon Victor for beating another Vmon on hard mode. We have a brand new Digimon to use to get an achievement, Imperial Jamon Paladin mode. For this battle, I went up against Omnimon. For those who don't know, Omnimon is a Digimon made up of both Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon, and is such a sick design. We will use him soon for another achievement. Imperial Jamon Paladin mode is a form that acquired the power of Omnimon, so having these two fight against each other is super cool. Imperial Jamon's Paladin moves are the same as the fighter mode, only his ultimate move has a difference. Instead of a beam, he uses Omni Blade. It's hard to pull off, but it deals a ton of damage when done correctly. For winning this fight, we get the achievement Omega Blade. The final time we have to use Imperial Jamon is a hard match against the Paladin mode. For winning this fight, we grab the achievement Fighter vs Paladin. Alright, it's time to play as a new Digimon. Gatomon is up next with her partner, Kari.
Gatomon, you can do it!
Gatomon's moves are Cat's Eye's Hypnotism and Lightning Paw. Cat's Eye Hypnotism is a projectile, while Lightning Paw has a charge towards the enemy, turning it into an uppercut attack. Her grab is also super helpful where she scratches the enemy away. For Digivolving, we get the achievement Great Holy Dragon for becoming Magnadramon for the first time. Basically the dragon from Neverending Story. Magnadramon's moves are both projectiles. Fire Tornado, which sends a spiral of blue fire towards the enemy, and Hermit Fog, which attacks enemies up close. During the first fight, I hit the 4-hit combo with Gatomon to get the achievement Cat Punch. Magnadramon's ultimate is Apocalypse. An area on the ground is marked, and if an enemy is in the area, lightning bolts fire down to obliterate them. One thing I do like about Magnadramon is the standard attacks it can use. They become very helpful later on. I will say, I struggled with Gatomon. I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't use this Digimon that well. I think I lost more times with this Digimon than any other Digimon. This became very clear when I got to Reapermon. None of the moves felt good enough to use against him, and altogether, it took me over an hour to finally have a decent match. The only thing I could do was keep running with Gatomon and using attacks to fire up the Digimeter. And then with Magnadramon, I would just use Fire Tornado mixed with standard attacks, as the range on them was very good for Reapermon, especially the aerial attacks. And then, if I get lucky, I would also land an Apocalypse. After an hour and 20 minutes, I finally unlocked the achievement Crest of Light. Gatomon is the first Digimon to make it into the hard tier. What a terrible Digimon to use. I hope we don't have to use her again on hard mode. That would be awful. Heading into Versus, if we now use Magnadramon in a match against Seraphimon and win the battle on hard mode, we can grab the achievement Holy Battle. Bro, I'm struggling with these Digimon names. I've learnt like 10 new words since writing this script. It's crazy. The final character to play through single player with before we take on the final achievements of the set is Impmon. Impmon doesn't have a tamer, so let's jump right in. I'm pretty sure this is my first ever time using this Digimon. As a kid, I don't think I went through the game using everyone, so this guy was brand new. His moves include Badaboom and Summon. Badaboom is a projectile move which he points and sends out a rapid fast fireball towards the enemy. Summon is also a projectile ice move, which sends icicles towards the enemy. His grab is pretty OP, as it just straight up confuses other Digimon. For Digivolving, we get the achievement Demon Lord of Gluttony for becoming Beelzemon for the first time. His moves are Dark Ringer and Darkness Claw. Dark Ringer shoots out a bolt of energy from his gun, and Darkness Claw is an upward slash attack. Sadly, I'm not a huge fan of his ultimate move, which is called Chaos Flare. I didn't fully understand it. It felt like it drew enemies in and then fired a large fireball, but most of the time, the fireball would miss and it wouldn't really bring stuff in, so I was pretty bummed about that. I got an extra achievement with Impmon, which was Night of Fire, where I performed a 4-hit combo by using an upper followed by Summon to pop it. I ended up just using Impmon for most of the run. When it came to Reapermon, I lost the first couple of matches, but then just ended up spamming the projectiles with Impmon and then using Dark Ringer with Beelzemon and unlocked the achievement Mischievous Trickster. I'm gonna put Impmon in the alright tier. He's just a bit boring, really. I was hyped up to finally try a new character after all these years, but I couldn't really wrap my my head around how to use him. Now that we had Beelzemon unlocked, we can get one more achievement before taking on the final 5 achievements of the set. If we finally play as Omnimon and win against Beelzemon on hard difficulty, we can grab the achievement Royal Knight vs Demon Lord. Let's cover Omnimon's moves. We have Garuru Cannon and Transcendent Sword. Garuru Cannon sends a shockwave towards the enemy. Transcendent Sword slashes through the air to send waves of energy towards the enemy and knocks them back. His ultimate move is Double Shot. Omnimon punches the ground to cause a wall of ice, which is followed by another punch, creating a wall of fire. A super fun character to use, and we pop the achievement for winning. Now for the last 5 achievements. This little set of 5 achievements wants us to play single player on hard difficulty. So far, I've only been playing on normal, and Reapermon has always been a pain, so I had no idea what to expect. The twist here is that the characters we will be using have something special about them. Let's start with Agumon. If we hold L1 and R1 while selecting Agumon, his tamer becomes Season 1 Tai in his original outfit.
Yeah, it's my turn now.
You will also see a new achievement that has popped up in the corner. This is the hardest achievement in the game, as it wants us to beat hard mode without losing a single round. But what's crazy is with both Agumon and Gabumon, who had Matt's Season 1 original outfit,
Chill out, Gabumon.
I almost did this on the first attempt after all the practice I've had. Both times, it was Reapermon who just took it away from me. Hard mode wasn't too bad with these guys. I think when I'm using Digimon I enjoy a lot, I don't really see much of a difference. It's only when I'm using weak or just straight up bad Digimon that I start to struggle. And those two are coming up right now. For winning with Gabumon, we get the achievement True Friendship is Forever. And with Agumon, we get the True Test of Courage achievement. And we even won the match in style. So, who are the final 2 Digimon that I have to use on hard mode? Patamon and Gatomon. Let's cover Patamon first.
You can do it, Patamon!
The enemy here seems so much more harder than they were with Gabumon and Agumon. Any chance they got, they would always be blocking. Luckily, Seraphimon is super helpful, but now the enemy was also using ultimate attacks, which I hadn't seen up until now. It took me so long to just defeat the first Gatomon fight, but after a lot of ultimate moves, luck, and just powering through, I somehow made it to Reapermon. It's no surprise that I lost my first 2 matches here. Reapermon is broken against Patamon. I ended up using a standard aerial attack that I've never used on my first playthrough with Patamon. This kept knocking him down until I could Digivolve. Then with Seraphimon, I used 7 Heavens, another move I never really used that much. Putting these 2 strategies to use finally gave me a win after 40 minutes of playing through this single player mode, and we popped the achievement Child of Hope for beating hard mode with TK's original outfit. Only Gatomon remains to beat on hard mode, and then we have the final achievement for not losing a round, which I knew I wasn't going to be able to pull off using Gatomon, which is still the only Digimon to be in the hard tier.
Go, Gatomon!
This was the hardest of the bunch. I hated this. Up until now, the game was so much fun, but this achievement was a pain. It didn't help that the first match was against Vmon on the volcano stage, who would keep knocking me into the lava pits, taking so much HP from me. I ended up having to go for time ups and abusing the Digivolve system to even have a chance. The fight against Reapermon was a spam fest. With Gatomon, I would use Cat Eye's Hypnotism, and then with Magnadramon, I would use her standard attacks, as the hitbox was pretty crazy like I mentioned before. I would also try to use Apocalypse just before the meter ran out. The first match, I was so close to winning, and somehow I managed to pull it back in the next 2 rounds. I got lucky and hit him out of his burning tornado before it could start a combo. After a whole ass hour of trying, I had finally beat the game on hard mode with Gatomon to grab the achievement Child of Light. And now, only 1 more achievement remains, to beat the game on hard mode without losing a single round. It was time for revenge on all these Digimon. Of course, I did this with Reapermon. I never knew a little fighting game from my childhood would challenge me so much, from the stages, the Digimon, and the amazing music. Playing through single player mode one last time with the final boss who had defeated me over and over again was such a good feeling. The final Reapermon fight was over in just a matter of minutes, and I unlocked the final achievement, You Are a True Digidestined, and finally mastered Digimon Rumble Arena for the PlayStation 1. If you want to watch more achievement playthroughs, you can click on one of the videos up on the screen right now. To find out which game I'm going to master next, all you have to do is subscribe.